Everyone says that you should apply to medical schools early or as soon as possible, and usually that means by June. But what if you're planning to take the MCAT around that time? How do you prepare for both? Hey guys, Jack Westin here. Today, I'm going to talk about how to apply to medical schools while studying for the MCAT. Before we get started, consider subscribing to the channel for more videos just like this, and click on that bell icon to get notified as soon as we release new videos. I'm going to go ahead and just tell you the key to successfully applying and studying for the MCAT. The key to successfully doing both. This is by far the best, greatest tip you're going to ever get. Are you ready? Don't do it. Don't try to study and apply at the same time. It's a huge mistake. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Students have this grand master plan to take the MCAT in May or June and also work on their applications at the same time. This leads to some crazy stress. Now you have to worry about two major things at once. Some days they'll study bio or cars, and other days they'll be working on their personal statement. You're going to overwhelm yourself if you're spending energy worrying about your application, and even worse, you'll do an okay job on both. There's only so much time and energy you have in the day. Don't sacrifice it on the application. Why? Because the MCAT is significantly more important than your application. If your MCAT score is really high, a mediocre application can still get you a ton of interviews, even if you applied in July. Now, on the other hand, if your MCAT score is subpar or on the lower end, even if you saved an entire village from contracting the coronavirus, that would be pretty awesome though, you'll be lucky to get even 2 or 3 interviews. Is it possible to get in with a lower score? Absolutely, but that's not the point. My point is, if you want the best chance at scoring high on the MCAT and ultimately getting in, don't distract yourself with any other stressful activity, including the application. You shouldn't think about your application at all until you are done with this MCAT. Focus on one thing and get that over with before moving on to your next major job. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't get your letters of recommendations in. Try to get those in as soon as possible. But actually sitting there working on your application will stress you out and make studying for the MCAT that much harder. Work on your application the moment you realize the MCAT is done. Typically the week after you take the test while you're waiting for your score. But if I were you, I would wait until you see your score, because the show's not over until you're satisfied with the official score you read on the screen. Be patient and focus on one thing at a time, and I promise you, you're going to be way more happy and successful as a result. If you want to learn more about studying for the MCAT properly, check out my website, jackwestin.com. Leave a comment if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions for future videos. If you like this video, please consider liking it, sharing it, or subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching and good luck.